We're going to dive deep into 7 habits that completely transformed my life in just 1 week. Yes, you heard that right, 1 week. It might sound almost too good to be true, but I assure you these aren't your typical tips. These are genuine, raw, and honest habits that I personally integrated into my daily routine. I experienced the struggles, breakthroughs, and triumphs, and the transformation was nothing short of amazing. I'm eager to share these with you because they had such a profound impact on my life, and I believe they can do the same for you. Whether you're looking to boost productivity, improve mental health, or make a positive change in your daily life, these habits can help you get there. So, grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive right in. Trust me, you'll want to stick around until the end, because these habits aren't just theoretical, they are practical, actionable steps that you can start implementing today. Plus, I'll be sharing some personal stories and insights from my own journey, giving you a raw and honest look at how these habits worked for me. Without further ado, let's get started. Habit 1: waking up early. The first habit that changed my life was waking up early. Let me be completely honest, I was never a morning person. My bed was my best friend, and I used to hit the snooze button more times than I can count. Mornings were a chaotic rush, and I often felt like I was starting my day on the wrong foot. But I decided to give waking up early a shot, and it was a game changer. I started by setting my alarm for 5 a.m. The first few days were brutal. I remember dragging myself out of bed, feeling groggy, and wondering if it was worth it. But I pushed through, and by the 3rd day, something incredible started to happen. I began to appreciate the quiet and stillness of the early morning hours. There was something almost magical about being up before the rest of the world when everything was calm and peaceful. With these extra hours in the morning, I found time for things I never seemed to have time for before. I started my day with light exercise, nothing too intense, just some stretching or a short jog around the neighborhood. This not only woke me up but also energized me for the rest of the day. I also spent some time meditating and setting my intentions for the day. These moments of mindfulness made a huge difference in my overall mindset and productivity. Another surprising benefit was that I no longer felt rushed. I had ample time to enjoy a healthy breakfast, sip my coffee slowly, and plan out my day. This unrushed start set a positive tone for the entire day. I was more organized, less stressed, and felt a greater sense of control over my time. One personal experience that stands out was the morning I watched the sunrise from my balcony. It was a simple yet profoundly beautiful moment. As the sky changed colors and the world slowly woke up, I felt a deep sense of gratitude and peace. It was in that moment that I truly understood the power of waking up early. Now, waking up early might not be for everyone, but I encourage you to give it a try, even if it's just for a week. Start with waking up just 15 minutes earlier than usual and gradually increase it. You might be surprised at how much of a positive impact it can have on your life. It's not just about having more hours in the day, but about using those hours to create a more mindful, intentional, and fulfilling start to your day. Habit 2: daily exercise. The second habit that truly transformed my life was daily exercise. I wasn't always the most active person. I used to find every excuse to avoid working out. I'm too tired, I don't have time, or I'll start tomorrow. Sound familiar? But one day I decided enough was enough. I made a commitment to move my body every single day for a week, and the results were incredible. I started small, just 20 minutes a day, mixing it up between yoga, jogging, and strength training. I wanted to keep it interesting so I wouldn't get bored and quit halfway through. The first few days were tough. My muscles were sore and I felt exhausted, but I reminded myself why I was doing this: to feel better both physically and mentally. By the 4th day, something amazing happened. I woke up feeling more energized, and my mood had improved drastically. I was less irritable and more positive. Those 20 minutes of exercise weren't just about burning calories or building muscle, they were about giving myself time to focus on me, to release stress, and to boost my endorphins. One morning, I remember lacing up my sneakers for a jog. It was a crisp, clear day, and as I ran, I felt a sense of freedom and clarity that I hadn't experienced in a long time. It was just me, the open road, and my thoughts. That sense of connection to myself and the world around me was truly empowering. I also started to see physical changes. My posture improved, I felt stronger, and I noticed a difference in my overall fitness. But the biggest change was in my mindset. Exercise became my time to disconnect from the world and reconnect with myself. It became a form of self-care rather than a chore. Another personal highlight was trying yoga for the first time. I was hesitant at first, thinking I wasn't flexible enough, or that it wouldn't be a real workout. But after a few sessions, I fell in love with it. Yoga taught me to be present, to breathe deeply, and to listen to my body. It was a transformative experience that went beyond the physical benefits. Incorporating daily exercise into my routine made me realize that taking care of my body directly impacted my mental health and overall happiness. It's not about being perfect or pushing yourself to extremes. It's about finding a form of movement that you enjoy and making it a regular part of your life. If you're struggling to get started, my advice is to start small. Find something you enjoy, whether it's dancing, hiking, or even just a brisk walk. Commit to just a few minutes a day and gradually build up from there. The benefits you'll experience will be well worth the effort. It's a habit that has the power to change not just your body but your entire outlook on life. Habit 3: Journaling. The third habit is journaling. I used to think journaling was just for people with loads of free time or those who were naturally introspective. I was skeptical. Who has time to sit down and write about their day when there's so much going on? But 1 week of consistent journaling completely shifted my perspective, and it became a cornerstone of my personal growth journey. I started simple. Every night before bed, I dedicated just 10 minutes to journaling. I bought a plain notebook and a pen that felt comfortable in my hand, no fancy apps, no pressure to make it look pretty, just me and my thoughts. The first night, I stared at the blank page, unsure of what to write. Then I began with something basic: how my day went, what made me happy, and what I struggled with. As the days went by, I started to dive deeper. I wrote about my goals, my fears, my dreams, and even my insecurities. It was like having a conversation with myself, and that's when the magic happened. I began to notice patterns in my thoughts and behaviors. I realized that some of the things I worried about were completely out of my control, while others were areas where I could take actionable steps. One night, I remember writing about a particularly stressful day at work. By putting my thoughts on paper, I was able to process my emotions better. I wrote about what specifically stressed me out, how it made me feel, and what I could do differently next time. This simple act of reflection helped me gain clarity and feel more in control of my emotions. Another powerful aspect of journaling was tracking my progress. I noted down small victories and milestones, no matter how minor they seemed. Looking back at these entries filled me with a sense of accomplishment and motivated me to keep pushing forward. For instance, I wrote about a presentation I was nervous about and how I prepared for it. Seeing my preparation process and the positive outcome documented in my journal was incredibly encouraging. I also started a gratitude section in my journal. Every day, I wrote down 3 things I was grateful for. This practice shifted my focus from what was lacking in my life to appreciating what I already had. It was a simple yet profound shift that brought more positivity into my daily life. One particularly memorable entry was about a random act of kindness I experienced. A stranger helped me when I was struggling with my grocery bags. Writing about this act of kindness not only made me feel grateful but also inspired me to pay it forward. Through journaling, I discovered a lot about myself, my desires, my fears, my strengths, and my weaknesses. It became a form of therapy, a way to untangle the complex web of thoughts and emotions that we all carry around. It provided a safe space where I could be completely honest with myself without fear of judgment. If you've never tried journaling, I highly encourage you to start. Don't worry about writing perfectly or having profound thoughts. Just write whatever comes to mind. It could be a stream of consciousness, a recap of your day, or reflections on a specific event. Give yourself the freedom to express whatever you're feeling. You might be surprised at how much clarity and peace it brings into your life. Remember, it's not about what you write, it's about the process of writing itself. And habit 4: Mindful eating. Next up is mindful eating. This was a big one for me because, like many people, I used to eat on the go, barely paying attention to what or how much I was consuming. My meals were often rushed and distracted affairs, eaten while scrolling through my phone or working at my desk. But making a conscious effort to eat mindfully transformed not just my relationship with food, but also my overall well-being. I started by setting aside specific times for meals, free from distractions. No phones, no laptops, no TV, just me and my meal. The first few days felt strange, almost uncomfortable. I was so used to multitasking that sitting down and focusing solely on eating felt like a foreign concept. But I stuck with it, and soon, I began to notice some remarkable changes. One of the most immediate benefits was a greater appreciation for the food itself. I paid more attention to the flavors, textures, and aromas of each bite. I savored my meals rather than just consuming them. This heightened awareness made eating a more enjoyable and fulfilling experience. I also started to listen to my body's hunger and fullness cues. I realized that I often ate out of habit or boredom rather than actual hunger. By eating mindfully, I became more attuned to my body's needs and stopped when I felt satisfied rather than stuffed. This not only helped me maintain a healthier weight, but also made me feel more in control of my eating habits. A memorable moment was when I sat down for a simple breakfast of oatmeal with fresh berries and nuts. Instead of rushing through it, I took my time to enjoy each spoonful. I noticed the sweetness of the berries, the crunch of the nuts, and the warmth of the oatmeal. It was a small but significant shift that made my breakfast feel like a special occasion, rather than just another task to check off my list. Another benefit was improved digestion. Eating slowly and chewing thoroughly allowed my body to better process and absorb nutrients. I felt less bloated and more energized throughout the day. Mindful eating also had a positive impact on my mental health. It became a form of mindfulness practice, a time to slow down and be present in the moment. This simple act of paying attention to my meal provided a break from the constant rush and busyness of daily life. If you're looking to incorporate mindful eating into your routine, start small. Set aside just one meal a day where you can eat without distractions. Focus on the colors, smells, and tastes of your food. Chew slowly and savor each bite. Listen to your body's signals of hunger and fullness. It might feel strange at first, but stick with it. You'll soon start to notice the benefits, both physically and mentally. Mindful eating isn't about following strict rules or depriving yourself of certain foods. It's about developing a healthier, more conscious relationship with food. It's about enjoying your meals, nourishing your body, and being present in the moment. Give it a try and see how it can transform your eating habits and overall well-being. Habit 5: Decluttering. Another habit that had a profound impact on my life was decluttering. I used to be surrounded by stuffed clothes I never wore, gadgets I never used, and random items that had accumulated over the years. My living space felt cramped and chaotic, and it often reflected my mental state. But 1 week of decluttering changed all that. I started with one small area at a time. Rather than overwhelming myself by trying to tackle everything at once, I focused on a single drawer, a closet, or a corner of a room each day. I set aside 30 minutes to go through the items, deciding what to keep, what to donate, and what to throw away. The first area I tackled was my closet. I had clothes from years ago that no longer fit or suited my style. I sorted through everything, keeping only what I truly loved and wore regularly. The rest went into donation bags. By the end of that first session, my closet was more organized, and I felt a sense of relief and accomplishment. As the days went by, I moved on to other areas: my kitchen, bathroom, and living room. Each decluttering session left me with more space and less clutter. It wasn't just about getting rid of stuff, it was about creating a more intentional and peaceful living environment. One particularly memorable moment was when I decided to tackle the pile of papers and documents that had been sitting on my desk for months. I sorted through everything, shredding what was no longer needed and organizing the rest into a filing system. The result was a clean, clutter-free workspace that made me feel more focused and productive. Decluttering also had a positive impact on my mental health. The physical act of cleaning and organizing my space provided a sense of control and accomplishment. It reduced stress and anxiety, making my home feel like a sanctuary rather than a source of chaos. Another benefit was the increased sense of gratitude and contentment. By decluttering, I became more aware of the things I truly valued and appreciated. I found joy in the items I kept and let go of the rest without guilt or regret. If you're looking to start decluttering, my advice is to take it one step at a time. Start small and gradually work your way through different areas of your home. Be honest with yourself about what you really need and what brings you joy. Let go of items that no longer serve you and focus on creating a space that reflects your values and lifestyle. Decluttering isn't just about tidying up, it's about creating a more intentional, mindful living environment. It's about letting go of the excess and making room for what truly matters. Give it a try and see how it can transform not just your physical space, but your overall well-being. Habit 6: Reading daily. The sixth habit is reading daily. This might sound like a simple and obvious habit, but it had a profound impact on my life. I used to read occasionally, picking up a book now and then when I had some free time. But making a commitment to read every single day, even if just for a few minutes, opened up a whole new world for me. I started by setting aside 20 minutes each day to read. I chose a mix of fiction and non-fiction books to keep things interesting. Some days I read in the morning with my cup of coffee, while other days I curled up with a book before bed. The key was consistency, making reading a daily habit rather than an occasional activity. One of the first books I read was a novel that had been on my to-read list for ages. I got lost in the story, transported to another world with each page. It was a welcome escape from the stresses and routines of daily life. I looked forward to those 20 minutes of reading each day as a time to unwind and recharge. Another book one read was a self-help book that provided practical tips and insights for personal growth. The lessons I learned from that book had a direct impact on my life. I applied the principles to my daily routine and saw positive changes in my mindset and behavior. Reading daily also stimulated my mind and improved my focus and concentration. It was like a workout for my brain, keeping it active and engaged. I noticed that I was able to think more clearly and creatively, both at work and in my personal life. A particularly memorable experience was reading a biography of someone I admired. Learning about their struggles, successes, and the lessons they learned along the way was incredibly inspiring. It gave me a new perspective on my own challenges and motivated me to keep pushing forward. Another benefit of reading daily was the expansion of my knowledge and understanding of the world. I explored different genres, authors, and topics, broadening my horizons and gaining new insights. Each book was a new adventure, a chance to learn something new and grow as a person. If you're looking to start a daily reading habit, my advice is to find books that genuinely interest you. Don't feel pressured to read what everyone else is reading or to stick to a particular genre. Explore different topics and authors until you find what resonates with you. Set aside a specific time each day for reading, even if it's just for a few minutes. It could be in the morning, during lunch breaks, or before bed. The key is to make it a regular part of your routine. Reading daily isn't just about consuming information, it's about nourishing your mind and soul. It's a habit that can bring joy, inspiration, and personal growth into your life. Give it a try and see how it can transform your days. Habit 7. Practicing gratitude. Last but not least is practicing gratitude. This habit has the power to shift your entire perspective on life. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily life, focusing on what's going wrong or what we lack. But taking a few moments each day to acknowledge and appreciate the good things can have a profound impact on your overall well-being. I started a gratitude journal where I wrote down 3 things I was grateful for each day. At first, it felt a bit forced. I struggled to come up with things to be grateful for, especially on tough days. But as I continued the practice, something amazing happened. I began to notice the small, positive moments that I had previously overlooked. One day, I wrote about a beautiful sunset I witnessed on my way home. Another day, I expressed gratitude for a kind word from a colleague. These moments might have seemed insignificant at the time, but documenting them helped me realize just how much positivity was present in my life. Practicing gratitude also had a positive impact on my relationships. I made a conscious effort to express my appreciation to the people around me. Whether it was a simple thank you, a compliment, or a note of appreciation, these small acts of gratitude strengthened my connections with others. One particularly memorable moment was when I thanked a friend for always being there for me. Their response was heartfelt and genuine, and it deepened our bond in a way I hadn't anticipated. Gratitude also helped me shift my focus from what I lacked to what I had. It was a powerful reminder that even in challenging times, there were always things to be grateful for. This shift in perspective brought more positivity and contentment into my life. If you're looking to start a gratitude practice, my advice is to keep it simple. Start by writing down 3 things you're grateful for each day. They don't have to be big or profound. Sometimes the smallest things can bring the most joy. Be consistent with your practice, even on days when it feels difficult. Over time, you'll start to notice more and more things to be grateful for. Practicing gratitude isn't just about feeling good in the moment. It's about cultivating a mindset of appreciation and positivity. It's about recognizing the beauty and goodness in your life, no matter how small. Give it a try and see how it can transform your outlook on life. By adopting these 7 daily habits: morning meditation, daily exercise, a balanced diet, mindful eating, decluttering, reading daily, and practicing gratitude, you can create a foundation for a healthier, happier, and more fulfilling life. Each habit brings its own unique benefits, and together, they can lead to transformative changes in your overall well-being. Remember, the key to success is consistency. Start small, be patient with yourself, and gradually build these habits into your daily routine. Over time, you'll start to see the positive impact they can have on your life.